Believe it or not, your ability to focus on one singular thing at a time is one of the most important factors which will determine how happy you are as well as how successful you'll become. Think about it, like when we do have one single concrete thing to focus on, our brain kind of goes into this deep work mode, like this flow state, where we just take decisions which would otherwise take many minutes, like 15-20 minutes. We'll take all of those, we'll make all those decisions in 5 minutes. And when you do make these decisions in 5 minutes as well, they'll end up being actually more accurate than the decisions you make when you take 15 minutes. Your ability to go into this flow state, to be able to focus on one singular thing without having your mind wander off into random directions or random topics, is actually very important and very vital for happiness. Very vital for happiness, right? And the point of this video is to actually tell you about a meditative practice which I have tried it, and I saw it in a Andrew Huberman video. Like he is a neuroscientist, Andrew Huberman, for all of you guys who don't know. I'll link his YouTube channel in the description. You guys have to go and check him out. His entire channel is very informative, especially his video on meditation. That video actually helped me so much, right? That he talks about intraceptive and extraceptive, all bunch of complicated terms. You guys should absolutely watch it if you do have the time. But anyway, coming back to the topic, meditative practice. One singular meditative practice that I have for you guys. Like I've done this for the last 2 months, and I have kind of noticed my ability to focus on one singular thing has improved so much. Like it has improved so drastically. I can just choose to focus on one singular thing, and I found that my focus actually is so much better over the period of 1 hour. I'm able to focus on it for longer periods of time, basically, without getting naturally distracted. The practice I'm going to tell you today is obviously meditative practice, and it's not just any meditative practice, right? It's not like you focusing on your breath, or it's not like you focusing on the sounds around you, or nothing like that, right? It's actually, this meditative practice was popularly called the third eye meditation. I think you guys would have heard of it. And third eye meditation, when we just hear the name, it's kind of cringe, right? I mean, third eye meditation, we only have two eyes. The fuck you mean third eye meditation? But the point of the meditation is, people basically tend to claim that we have three eyes, and we try to open the third eye, which is on the center of the forehead. I personally find that cringe, right? I obviously find that cringe, but you can still use the practice, but in a different way, right? Third eye, obviously, we assume there is a third eye in the center of your forehead. It's nothing but an excuse to have your attention focused on the center of your forehead. So basically, it's a meditative practice where you close your eyes and you focus on the center of your forehead. The reason for this is because what actually rests behind our forehead is the prefrontal cortex. Prefrontal cortex, it's a very popular brain part of the brain. I think most of you who are into, people who are well into psychology and neuroscience and all that good stuff would know a lot about what prefrontal cortex is. Basically, prefrontal cortex is the area of the brain that directs attention, right? In this meditative practice, what we're doing is we close our eyes, obviously, and we direct all our attention to the center of our forehead. So basically, we direct all our attention to the place from where our attention originates. It's kind of fascinating when you think about this. It's kind of like, the analogy I'd like to use here is, when you actually engage in this practice, it's like you are like the astronaut viewing Earth from outside space. But instead, you are the astronaut, and the Earth is your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It's kind of very fascinating. You can literally witness your thoughts, feelings, and emotions just flying all over the place, and just, you will be thinking about a monkey one time, and literally the next second you'll be thinking about how you wronged your mother in this particular circumstance, and another second you'll be thinking about some kind of football match that you played when you were in third grade or something. It's actually very, very fascinating, right? But engaging in this practice would actually give you the ability to focus, or rather pinpoint your attention, like consciously choose which thought to give your attention to, like to put your attention, to direct your attention towards. And it's actually very fascinating. But this third eye meditative practice, it's actually very popular, I mean very powerful as well. So I do not recommend people do it for longer periods of time. When you're just starting out, start with 3 minutes, and go up from there, right? It doesn't matter if you can do it for 10 minutes for a single day of the week. Consistency is the key. Try to do it every single day, but 3 minutes should be the minimum time from which you start, because the benefits start kicking in from 3 minutes and above. And the common symptoms that you would feel after doing this practice would includes headaches. Mild headaches would be there, and when you are engaging in this practice, your eye will start kind of twitching when you actually try to direct your attention to this place where attention originates, to the prefrontal cortex. Your eyes will be wobbly, and it will be kind of difficult, but you have to force your attention to the center of your forehead, and it will kind of feel like your attention is trying to, it's some kind of force is pushing your attention back, right? And rightfully so. This is the place from where your attention originates. Obviously, if you direct the attention back to the place from where it originates, it will obviously try to push it back. But if you actually engage in this practice consistently for a week, I think this was seen in a scientific study. People who engaged in this practice, their brains started changing in as little as a week. Like the way their brains were structured literally started changing in as little as a week. It's very, very fascinating. And I think it was also observed that the brain starts repairing itself when you engage in this practice in as little as a week, and can take as long as a month. But bro, the benefits will 100% start kicking in. It's delayed gratification, basically. This is so when you do engage in this practice, for the first 2-3 days it'll be uncomfortable. Actually, when you engage in this practice, every single time you do it, it will be uncomfortable, but you will 100% notice the benefits, and you will 100% notice the change in your behavior and the change in how easily you can control your attention. So basically, that's about it, right? I tried this meditative practice, and it has been of great help for me and my life and my work life, and I've been able to focus that much more easily, right? And it comes that much more naturally to me, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope this video helps you in some way, shape or form. See ya.